Open a world map and draw a smooth curve across the northern hemisphere. Starting in Japan, you hit Tokyo, Seoul, and Beijing. Move west, you pass Delhi, Tehran, and Cairo. Keep going, you cross Milan, Paris, and London. Hop the Atlantic, and that same curve brushes New York and Los Angeles. Different cultures, different landscapes, different histories, but all sitting inside the same narrow band of Earth. If you turned off every light on the planet except for the biggest cities, this one band would glow like a necklace wrapped around the world. Is this a coincidence? Or did something far older and far deeper quietly funnel billions of people into the same slice of the planet? Welcome to Mapped Out. At first it feels like a map illusion, the kind of pattern you only see once someone draws a circle around it. But this isn't cherry-picking. By almost any measurement, population, GDP, density, or urban sprawl, the world's most powerful city clusters keep reappearing inside the same broad band of the northern hemisphere. Roughly between 25 degrees and 50 degrees north, this 25-degree slice holds as many people as the other 155 degrees of latitude combined. Most of the world's megacities sit somewhere inside this same belt. The world's cities aren't scattered randomly. They're clustered tightly along one curved corridor wrapped around the hemisphere. Which leads to the real question: why this band? Why not the equator? Why not Northern Europe or Canada? Why not anywhere else? Why did the cities that ended up shaping our world all form inside this one thin corridor? Some say it's just where people happened to settle. But that isn't really an answer. Others say it's politics. Empires move capitals all the time, yet the pattern barely shifts. Rome, Beijing, Cairo, Baghdad, then later London, Paris, and New York, all part of the same mysterious line. Maybe it's trade. Silk Road routes, shipping lanes, and caravan networks did favor this region, but those trade routes exist because of the geography, not the other way around. To find the real explanation, you need to travel back, not by centuries, but by 10,000 years. Back to a world with almost no cities at all. Around 10 to 12,000 years ago, almost every human on Earth lived the same life. Hunting, gathering, following the seasons, but not everywhere. In a handful of specific river valleys, the Yellow River, the Yangtze, the Indus, the Tigris and Euphrates, and the Nile, something revolutionary happened. People stopped moving, they planted crops, they domesticated animals, they built storage pits, they created permanent villages. Those villages slowly became the world's first cities, and every one of those cradles of civilization sits inside this same band. Why? Because this strip of the Earth had something no other place had: a reliable balance of heat, water, and predictable seasons, a kind of Goldilocks zone for building civilization. Civilization didn't spread randomly, it grew where the planet quietly allowed it to grow. Three forces created Earth's megacity belt. First, climate. Between about 25 degrees and 50 degrees north lies one of the planet's most reliable seasonal climate zones. Not too hot near the equator, not too cold in the far north, perfect for wheat, barley, rice, and millet, the crops that powered every early civilization. Second, rivers. Every major river valley that produced the first cities lies inside this band: the Yellow, the Yangtze, the Indus, the Tigris and Euphrates, and the Nile. Rivers meant food, food meant people, people meant cities. Once those cities existed, they stayed, and new ones grew around them. Third, geography. South of the band you get rainforests, monsoons, and unpredictable soils. North of the band you get harsh winters, frozen ground, and short growing seasons. Inside the band you get flat plains, fertile basins, warm water ports, river deltas, and coastlines perfect for trade. Nature built a corridor, and humanity followed it for 10,000 years. The world's biggest cities are not on the same line by accident. They are the result of climate, rivers, and geography working together for millennia. But here's the twist. This ancient band, the one that shaped civilization, is beginning to move. As the climate warms, suitable zones for key crops and comfortable living conditions are already shifting northward. Populations are drifting. Regions that were once too cold for major cities may become the next megacity zones. The city belt that built the modern world may not stay where it is forever. So the next time you look at a world map and see that glowing arc of megacities stretching across the northern hemisphere, remember this: Human civilization didn't just happen. The planet itself chose where we would begin, and where billions of us still live today. Thanks for watching Mapped Out. Subscribe for more.